I'm Dan Galusha, and welcome to another edition of Dan's Fishing Tales. You know how I do. Let's do this again. I'm Dan Galusha, and welcome to another edition of Dan's Fishing Tales. You all know how I've used long rods like this, especially shoreline fishing. I mean, this is an 8.5 foot steelhead rod that I use for bass. So it doesn't necessarily mean that I always go the route that something's made. I use a regular casting reel like I do for bass, but it is a great fish catcher as far as long distance casting. But recently I came up with something else, and I will put this over here so we'll get it out of the way because I want to pick this up. Long difference between that 8.5 foot rod and this 4.5 foot two-piece B&M crappie rod. Now this is a spin casting rod, and naturally I'm not going to use it that way. In fact, why would you want one for this? Well, one like this size is great for like dock fishing, especially if you're going for crappies, which this is a crappie rod. But it has got great backbone. And another thing I like is the fact that it is a two-piece. See right here, it comes, I'll have to release this, there we go. It will break down to just that big. You can transport this in all sorts of stuff and have a very, keep it in a vehicle if you want. And you got a rod quickly to use. And I'm using a casting reel. I know, you're going to say, geez, you're not getting any distance. Oh yeah, I am. Surprisingly, I am getting very good distance. What about hook setting? And that sort of a thing. It works lures pretty well. I have used rattle traps for crankbaits, but I would suggest maybe the 1/4 ounce. The 1/2 ounce will work. It will cast very well, but I've found that the little bit lighter weight stuff. Now this little swim bait, I've done real well with that. In fact, I'll show you a photo here of fish that I caught, a couple of photos of fish that I caught doing this, and I didn't fish very long, and I was making some pretty doggone good casts. I don't know if I can show you here for sure, but let me go over here and we'll make a cast, and I'll show you where this will go. In fact, I may end up just doing it, and naturally I got it all tangled up. I may end up having to get the other one and do it with that. I've got a couple of them rigged here, by the way. This one is with a swim bait, where the other one is with a TRD tube, I believe I got on that one. Naturally, like I said, this one's all tangled up. It's probably because of what I did there, taking it apart and showing you. But there it is, it's untangled now. And we're going to try to cast this and just see what happens here. I don't know how you could see how far that went, but really didn't do too bad. Now there's a lot of weeds there, and I thought first maybe I had a fish on it. And as far as playing a fish, that might be one of your things. It's different. It really is. It's a lot of fun, but it manages the job, and it has got enough backbone to this thing that you can set the hook real good. So how am I going to use this as far as bass fishing? No, I'm not going to necessarily use it for my long distance casting, but this is going to be real good, just like the crappie fishing, of fishing around docks, where you can take it and cast something underneath a dock. Or say if you're fishing some underbrush or some overhanging trees where you got them coming down like this, you can cast underneath it. You can also take it out, and where a flipping rod actually would be way too long for some of that, with this one you can take it and flip it in just like that and work it along. And it's got, again, look at the backbone this thing's got. It has got tremendous backbone for a little rod like that. When B&M first was sending these, I thought, yeah, I'm going to try them. They've also got a 5.5 foot model of this. Again, this is a 4.5. And I thought, boy, this is going to be like one of those really buggy whip type ice fishing rods, maybe. No, it's more like the stiffer ice fishing rods that you can sometimes get on the heavier action ones. But this thing, like I said, look, it's got plenty of action as far as actually working the lure. So And this one's got the swim bait. Again, like I said, I got the tube on that one. And I've got a Shimano, an old Shimano ULS, Bantam ULS. I don't even think they make those anymore. I got that one when I was on Team Shimano back in the 80s. But this one is a Revo, by the way, if you're wondering, on the reel, Garcia Revo. And it does go, well, I'll tell you, how we'll find out how far it will cast. So I'm going to turn around here. I'm going to cast, and then I'll walk down there, and, well, you'll see. Okay, I sent that down the road. I don't know if you can see where it's at. We'll put it right here, and I'll go down to that lure. Well, here I am, way down yonder. Way down here. Well, you can see where I was at down there, and that's how far it cast. And I'll reel it in, you'll be able to tell too, because it's going to take a little bit here. What we're going to do is when we get into a decent spot that we can actually fish this thing, because right now there are tremendous amount of weeds out here, and it's tough to fish about anything, and I don't really think that this is a top water type thing where you fish like a blitz frog across top. This isn't the type that I would be doing it with. But again, I am very, very impressed with this little 4.5 foot, and you can take it, and as I said before, store it in just about anything. If you got one of these big like M48 backpacks and you're packing some stuff somewhere, this will go right down inside of it. Plano's got a backpack tackle box. It's even got spots to put rods. This would be perfect. So anyway, that's the B&M 4.5 foot crappie spin casting rod. Well, I'll give you the model number that it has, because I don't really even know that. I know what it is otherwise. And it's a SC45GN, so that you know. It's got very good sensitivity, and I'm very impressed with this little thing. And we're going to be doing more on it. So until next time, get out in the water and have a great day of fishing.